Before we start our lesson, I would like to request Miss Mary to lead the prayer.
Let's put ourselves in holy presence by the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who have sinned against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
So, good morning, everyone. Take your seat. Last meeting, we discussed about the introduction to creative writing. Under this lesson, we also discussed the literary devices, and we have our group activity and assignment. So, what are the literary devices gani class na ako di-basa then simile,
Metaphor,
or kaya, illustration, and hyperbole. And for today's discussion, I'm going to discuss the sensory imagery. But before that, I will let you answer this short game. It will be simple. Simple na siya. Sabi mo It is called the Rebel's Puzzle. Some of you here are familiar with this puzzle. Mind puzzle. Number one. You just have to answer the Before we start our lesson, I will let you answer this small quiz, small game quiz, just like that. Yeah. You have to 5 seconds to answer the Rebel's puzzle. Right?
Is it man overboard?
Man overboard? How? Let's see. Yes, you're correct, man overboard. Next is
Split personality.
split personality. Let's see. Correct. Number 3.
Is it wave?
Wait. Yay! It's wait. Stay away from me. Try. Last one.
All around the world.
All around the world. That's correct. So today I am going to discuss the sensory imagery. So what is sensory imagery?
Sensory imagery is a literary device used in poetry, novels, and other writings.
Okay, thank you. So sensory imagery comes from the word sense, which is our sense of touch, sense of hearing, sense of smell, sense of taste, and sense of sight. And imagery comes from the name, come from the word image, which is you imagine or to picture out a scenario or a character. So it is a literary device used in poetry, novels, and other writing that uses vivid description that to our readers' senses to create an image or idea in the head. So it is uses to let the reader imagine more. They can express or imagine what they read in a certain poem or novel. So there are 6 types of sensory imagery, which is the visual imagery, auditory, gustatory, olfactory, tactile, and kinesthetic. So first is the visual imagery. Please.
Visual imagery is allows readers to better describe the world and characters in a poem or novel.
So visual imagery, it means you're using the sense of sight. Very good. And many writers and readers are so the 6 types of sensory imagery. First is the visual imagery. Please, Mary.
Visual imagery. It allows readers to better describe the world and characters in a poem or novel.
So thank you, Mary. And technically, visual imagery is allowed to the reader to describe the character of and the character in a poem or a story. So, for example, if you are reading a romance novel, the writer describes the character as a beautiful young lady, a long-haired young lady, tall, dark, and handsome young man, just like that. Yes, yeah. The second one is the auditory. This type of imagery appeals to readers' sense of hearing. So this one is very difficult when it comes to reading because this is not siya madunggan yun. What are we going to do is to imagine lang na to like there is mga sentence ka nang ginagamit lang siya sounds like bang or like if you are reading a like war na like war or army na novel you can read and also hear if you read the sound of the gunshot or bomb just like that. I guess yes. Very good. Next one is the gustatory. It is a type of imagery that aims or reacts at the sense of taste. So, can you give me some about the gustatory?
I think it would be like when the writer would describe the food as it tastes so delicious and it.
So the third one will be the gustatory imagery. It is a type of imagery that aims at readers' sense of taste. So, can you give me an example of gustatory?
It's when the writer would describe the taste of food.
So technically, it uses the taste or the sense of taste of the. The fourth one is the olfactory. It is used when you appeal to reader's sense of smell. So, example is the famous line of Masarizal, which is the hindi magmahal sa sariling wika ay higit pa sa isang at mas malansang isda. So the gustatory imagery there is the malansang is yes. So the next one will be the tactile. It is to create the sensory of experience of touch through text. So common definition na ginagamit like if you are Dili na siya, next one would be the tactile. It is to create the sensory of experience of touch through text. So tactile imagery is this type of imagery can be used to describe how the feels such as textures, temperature, or dryness, or like, for example, like wetness or dryness. You can also describe it by like the weather. If you feel cold, and that will be the example. Then the last one is the kinesthetic. It is used to describe the experience of motion. When you say motion, it is the movement of a living things or non-living things. For example, you can see it in the movie, which is like fighting. You can like
Oh.
like you can see it in the movie, like for example the dancing, the karate, and then and the last one would be the kinesthetic imagery. It is used to describe the sensory. That would be all for the 6 types of sensory imagery. So again, class, what is the sensory imagery?
It is a literary device used in poetry, novels, and other writings that uses vivid description that a reader senses to create an image or idea in their mind.
And what are the 6 types of sensory imagery?
The 6 types of sensory imagery are visual imagery, auditory, gustatory, olfactory, tactile, and kinesthetic.
So I think you understand our lesson for today, and this time I will let you answer this small quiz, and so answer it because it's very simple now. Fun pa. So test 1 will be a enumeration. So 1 to 6, give the 6 types of sensory imagery. For the test 2, it's identification. So for the test 2 is identification. You just have to give the use of sensory imagery in the given sentences. So start your So, are you done with answering the test?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, please, pass the paper forward.
You done?
So, that's it. That will be our lesson for today, and see you in our next meeting. Thank you, class, and goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.